Hi everybody, friends, students, parents, everyone. We're in the transition at the moment from the book of Vayikra to the book of Bamidbar. Vayikra is almost the climax of the Chamisha Chumshei Torah, after we transitioned from being a people of individuals in Sefer Bereshit to a nation in Sefer Shemot, to building a Mishkan at the end of Sefer Shemot. In Vayikra we learn about Am Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, Torah Yisrael. The Midrash says that small children should be learning Sefer Vayikra, Yavou Tohorim V'Tasku B'Tahara, that pure beings, pure children should come and they should deal with the most purest of things. That is the Sefer of Vayikra. What is the essence of Sefer Bamidbar? So I think most salesmen wouldn't put Sefer Bamidbar in the Chumash, because Sefer Bamidbar is reality. Sefer Bamidbar is about the ups and downs in the Midbar. They're pretty bad times. We go on a pretty quick descent until we reach rock bottom at the end of Parshat Balak, where Pinchas brings us out of that rock bottom until we get to the borders of Eretz Yisrael. Most salesmen don't tell you the downside of what they're selling. They only tell you the upside. You discover the downside as soon as you've written your check and you take the commodity home, you start using it, you see the things that aren't necessarily so wonderful about the product you bought. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted us to know that there's a reality out there. Midrashet Arova, for as long as I've been here, and I've been here for 30 years and in charge for 28 years, B'siyata D'Ishmaya, we're about that transition, about taking the Holy Torah, the words of the Torah, the Kabbalat HaTorah, and transitioning it into our reality. When I'm speaking now, I'm speaking to students who are parents of children who are bar mitzvah already. I'm speaking to young ladies who may be engaged, maybe just married, and I'm speaking to students who've not reached that stage. We have such a wide spectrum of students. And what we're trying to do now is what we've always been trying to do, is help people transition into a complex world, to leave the Beit Midrash, as is very clear in Mesilat Yesharim. The essence of our lives is not preshut, is not to separate oneself from the world, but to kedusha, to be in the world and to make it holy. But that is easier said than done, and I think Mesilat Yesharim would be the first one to say that's easier said than done. That's what we've always been about here, is about helping people make that transition, bring them to a living Torah, so that when they have their children and they have their families, they'll be able to build Batim Ne'manim B'Yisrael. The challenges over the years have just multiplied. They've become even more challenging. It's a tough world out there, I don't need to tell you. And it's an incredible achievement to remain religious in that world and to follow Torah Hashem in that world. So what we're doing now, we've always done. I think the challenges are harder, and we do need your help. Help us be able to give other people what we were able to give you. We're still here in the old city. We want to be here until the old city, until the Mashiach comes and says that we have to move out because our building needs to be used by Kohanim. And we want to meet the challenges of today. And the challenges are not just chevrati, they're not just social, there are financial challenges. We want to make sure girls can come here. We want to make sure girls can study here, that we can keep offering as many choices as we can. The girls are living in better conditions. We're now refurbishing everything to try and make it more comfortable for the students when they're here. It is an old city, and being an old city, the old city is old buildings, and the old buildings need fixing, and the fixing is fundamental. Because it's an old city. But we want to stay in the old city, and we want to keep building in the old city, and we want everyone that comes here to have exactly the same experience, if not better, than you had. So if you can, anything will help. Just help us keep moving forward into next year and the year after. Thank you very much.